Oh, all right.
All right, I think we are live. Jonathan, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here. We're here together.
All right, excellent. Welcome to this live stream of Mythos Tales, the Cthulhu mystery game. We will be jumping into this, starting at case 4, which apparently is a case with a lot of issues.
Yeah, we will be. We've got a list of errata and other things that we're gonna be taking with us as we go. But this is a mystery solving game in the vein of, if you've played it before, Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. There's it's mostly reading and us talking to each other.
That's right. So I hope you're ready to hear my horrific voices I have prepared for all these lovely characters.
Yeah, Will is very lucky in that he's the one with the book. I have
Yes,
no
I
access
have
to it.
all the materials. And as far as we can tell, outside the errata and the notes Jonathan will be taking care of, he also only has a map. I think you can pull up a map.
Okay. Well, I can see the map on your screen, and of course, you have a
Right.
tracker of how long we take.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, and some people are joining us in the chat, so thank you if you're watching this now or in the future. I think you'll enjoy. This is it's a style of game we really like, and if you like Lovecraft stuff, of course,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably going to help.
It's definitely, I like it because it takes the Sherlock Holmes in a different path with Lovecraft, and I would love to see some other themes use this sort of mystery style. But I can't think of many others that do.
I don't think there are any really.
Right.
All
So
right.
without further ado, we're going to use the first bit of errata, and that
Right.
is to read supplement section that you usually only read if they tell you. In this case, if you lost the previous case. Oh, I should start. We're starting with the Slumbering Solace, case 4. But
Pretty good.
on to that's the. I have a bookmark here for a specific location. No, don't want that. Yes, here we go. Supplement 6. You ready, Jonathan?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right.
Let's solve this mystery, baby.
Armitage, which is the Sherlock Holmes in the Lovecraft world, or at least in the Mythos Tales world.
That's all in parentheses, right? In the book.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Armitage appears sullen the following morning. You wait until he decides to start speaking. Have you heard of another reality that is accessible through our own dreams? It is called the Dreamlands, and within the Dreamlands there is, amongst many things, another version of Arkham. It can be a very dangerous place, just like our waking Arkham. I am one of the dream architects that protects our reality from forces that could possibly awaken and invade waking Arkham. Pascal is another, as is my good friend Sophie. Right now, Sophie is not well. She has been silently fighting against one of those forces in the Dreamlands, and it has got the better of her. I feel something dreadful may happen unless the other Dreamland architects intervene. This may also bring you into the fight, into the Dreamlands. Armitage goes on to tell you stories from the past and more about Sophie that you may find useful one soon. That is how it's written. And anything else that sounds weird, it's not me having a hiccup. It's totally a typo in the book.
Can I just ask how Sophie is spelled?
Zofie. Am
All right.
I?
Nah, I don't think that's a real name.
I mean, you got to make up some names.
Yeah.
Also, lastly, we take a drug called Nocturne to access the dream world. Nocturne is harmless in up to 1 or 2 doses. Each additional dose beyond that will begin to affect your sanity, bit by bit. So, I guess what we've learned from that is 1, be careful with Nocturne. Don't do drugs. There are 3 dream architects. Our good friend Armitage. Pascal, I think, isn't that the other like Armitage's rival, if I recall correctly?
Yeah, that sounds correct.
And then Sophie, who apparently is currently losing a fight. So we probably have to help Sophie.
Yeah. So by the way, I guess we could say that obviously this is going to have spoilers for case 4, but it's not. You don't need to know about the other cases. I mean, I think there's a connection between them, but for the most part, they're standalone.
All you need to know is that we're in Arkham. And I think that is enough.
Yeah, crazy things will be happening. Okay.
The other thing, I mean, I assumed because they say you may find useful one soon, is that Zophie's favorite place is the Copley Memorial Bell Tower. So I'm
Okay.
guessing we might have to go there sometime.
All right. I'm gonna be trying to take some notes here.
It's gonna be fun since you can't look up how to spell it.
That's right. That's okay. They can't see how I spell it.
Right, just like they
Um,
can't see that I'm not reading a typo and just tripping over my own tongue.
that's right. There's also a newspaper, and that's all you too.
That is true. So there's going to be a lot of jumping around.
Okay, so we still have more intro to read, right?
Well, that was the supplement. Now we
That
actually
was
go
the
to the intro.
supplement. Now the real intro, the real deal.
All right, so I did read this part in advance because this is not story part. This is dreaming rules.
Okay,
So,
lay it on me.
in this investigation, if you haven't guessed from the supplement, we'll be entering the Dreamlands. To do so, we'll be using Nocturne. And I'm going to try to sum this up because it's a full page. It is a potion, and it will give you the desired effect. You can say whenever you want to take it, say, I'm taking it now. And you have infinite doses. However, be aware that taking Nocturne too many times may have a debilitating effect, probably affecting our score.
So, like, theoretically, I could just say I would like to take 900 doses right now.
I think it's more if you only take one dose at a time, but you don't have to fear that you're going to run out.
Okay.
So when you're ready to enter Dream Arkham, you will go to where I have the bookmark. And it is similar to regular Arkham in terms of location numbers and stuff. But it is a little wonky. So my guess is that you could visit the hospital, but it won't be a hospital.
Okay.
I mean, that makes sense.
It's like the upside down.
Right. It took me a minute there. I was like, oh, wait, he's talking about. All right, so, yeah, locations, as I said, should be the same, so we can still use the map. For tracking time, now this is something where there was a bit of errata. In the book, it reads, each time a player travels within both the Dream and Waking Arkham, they must advance one space on the tracker. However, some encounters in the Dream Arkham will end with a command saying you must wake up, then follow with an additional penalty of time. Be careful when reaching the end of your allotted time on the tracker. A wake up could allot you beyond the day 6 afternoon, which is our time limit. So I think the errata, which is more of a clarification, was if you go into a dream area after a waking area, it doesn't cost time.
Yes, and I should say this is, I think it's unofficial, but someone on Board Game Geek compiled some of these things from different cases, and yeah, they say that if you enter Dream Arkham or return to Arkham, that doesn't cost one.
All right.
So that's like, because I guess technically you're not going anywhere. You're moving in time, or
I need this Nocturne. Usually falling asleep takes me at least an hour.
I think Nocturne was referenced in the previous cases, wasn't it? I think I remember.
It sounds
hearing
familiar. It definitely. All right, yeah, all right. Investigation complexity. Arkham speculates. I am not sure what surprises may be in store, so I am hesitant to make a prediction on how quickly this matter can be resolved. However, we do not have long before the evil escapes Dream Arkham. You have until day 6 afternoon. I am relying on you. However, like Sherlock, I will do this case in about 3 tries.
Yeah, he likes to show off.
All right, so without further ado, The Slumbering Solace, Investigation 4, Arkham, Massachusetts, September 13th, 1929. You double-check the crumbled note in your hand, perplexed that Armitage should summon you to an unfamiliar address. The note from the professor combined with his usual urgency with a distinct lack of detail, and you have been on the edge the past week. With a sigh, you lift the large brass knocker on the door of the West Stulton home. Your jaw drops in astonishment as the door is pulled open by the celebrated occultist Pascal Fenton. Oh, don't just stand there with your mouth open. We have work to do. As he spins on his heel and heads into the house. Shouldn't it be heels?
No, he spun on one heel.
Yes, a known fact, they don't talk about in the book. He has a peg leg.
Mm-hmm.
You manage to regain your composure and follow him. He leads you into the master bedroom where your eye is immediately drawn to a grand 4-poster bed in which lies an elderly woman. From a chair beside the bed, Professor Armitage stands, addressing the occultist. She's gone, Pascal. Such a shame. Sophie was one of a kind.
Oh, no, not Sophie.
Wow, I guess we will not be helping her.
She could be trapped in the dream world.
That is true. Armitage wheels on him with... Oh, no, I skipped a line. Sorry. I can't believe you brought in outside help, Henry. Pascal snarls, and I think his voice changed, referring to you. We can handle this. We don't need amateurs muddying the water. Armitage wheels on him with uncharacteristic anger. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
This is neither the time nor the place. We have to fix things quickly, so make your way and buy us some time. We'll handle this end. The occultist smiles, breaking the tension. While I can't say a lie down will do me any harm, just make sure you turn the page. Get it right. Pascal walks across the hall into an adjoining bedroom and slams the door. Armitage says, Sorry about him. You know how he gets. That dearly departed lady lying there is Sophie there. I can't say names. Lillibridge, one of Massachusetts' rare watercolorist talents. She was a witch and one of the principal dreamers of Arkham. He lets the sentence hang, allowing you a moment to digest the information. A shadow has
I need a few moments to digest that information. She's a witch? All right, continue.
She's a talent? A shadow has descended over a dream, Arkham, and Sophie was on the verge of uncovering it. Do you understand what I mean when I speak of the Dreamlands? You know, the thing I just told you about in the supplement section.
Totally get it.
Unsure, you nod your head. You know only a little on the subject. Armitage gestures to a small pile of papers on her nightstand. Her notes indicate that she was following the trail of a powerful 17th century witch by the name of Olathe Andrews. This foul creature managed to cheat death by existing in the dream reality, but her power has grown exponentially. Now she is in a position to threaten our reality. That is something that neither I nor Pascal will allow. Look through Sophie's notes. We must find out where Orthal is hiding and undo her evil. You must contact the other principal dream architects and tell them of the danger. I will eventually need their assistance. The list there is complete, but unfortunately, dreamers are a secretive bunch. The names by which they are known in the Dreamlands are all we have to go on, apart from the scraps Sophie has already pieced together. Pascal, Sophie, and I will do our best to hold back the tide until our strength is gathered. You will need to find out their real names. I guess Sophie's alive. We didn't lose her.
Huh. Okay.
Among Miss Lillibridge's papers, you find a handwritten list that reads, The Dream Architects. Are you ready, Jonathan?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Dream Architects.
All right.
We have a spelling on whatever this witch's name is.
Oh, yeah. Let me spell that for you. ORL. AITH. And
that's what I wrote down. Can't believe I got it right.
Yeah, I can't believe you got anything that I said right. So I'm going to give you 6 architects, but 3 of them we know, I think, judging by this. But we have the janitor, E. Smith. That's the name he uses in Dream World. That's his cool name he came up with.
Good job, janitor.
We have occultist, PF, who I'm almost certain is our old lovely friend Pascal.
Does he also make Chinese food by any chance?
I don't know. Do we have frozen? Was the refrigerator invented in the 20s?
Yeah, they had an ice box. I don't think it was as good, but it was something.
We have the musician, DR. Doctor.
Okay.
Doctor musician. The historian, Wilma S. None of these people, they are the dream architects, and they have the most boring names.
Wilma!
The librarian, Henry A., probably A for Armitage. And then our artist, me, ZL. She wrote me, ZL. You know, that's how when I was in school. When you had to write the name on your test, you wrote me, Will.
Me.
All
That's how
right.
Taylor Swift titles some of her songs. All right.
There is also a receipt for a safety deposit box at the First Bank of Arkham, as well as a note that reads. Oh, it doesn't have the. Oh, there's the note.
Oh,
It's a
I've,
picture.
I've got a note in here too. I don't. Can you? Is it legible?
Mine looks like First Bank of Arkham, receipt for service rendered, hire of safety deposit box 77, 1st of August, 1929, cost $12. It's actually in the book. There you go.
Oh yeah, we can see that. I have some. I have a different note.
Well,
Um,
we were summoned with a crumpled note. Let me finish this, then we'll read
sure,
your note,
sure,
because that's part of the errata.
sure.
He sees your bemused expression. Don't worry, all will become clear. Sophie may be dead in her physical form, but her consciousness will live on until it's time for her to pass on. Should you need to enter the Dream Arkham, a dose of Nocturne is the fastest way there. He hands you a small bottle of a viscous liquid. Remember, find out where the cantankerous Andrew lurks, and come back to me so we can finish her. All right, that's the end of our stream. Tune in next time as we find out more.
That's a good cliffhanger.
All right, so your note. What does your note say, Jonathan? Well, I take a drink because Armitage's voice, it definitely does a number on my throat.
Mine says, "If you miss me, just come and visit me. We can stroll through the park on a high street or have a nice chat in the shadow of the memorial on campus. I hope you don't let me wait too long." Who's this note from?
That might be from Zoe.
It says, "You will find that a note is mentioned, but what is written is missing in the text."
Well, let me quickly just take a look at the chat.
Oh, I've got an eye on it too, so don't worry.
That's right, Hoser40. Prepare for your ears to bleed.
He's going to do voices.
All right. Hopefully, when you come back, Games of Fire, we'll use that as a good chance to recap what has gone over in our investigation. Probably nothing. All right. So, Jonathan.
Hey.
Obviously, we know Zoe is dead, but we know of...
It's Sophie.
Sorry, Sophie. The problem is Zoe is a name I hear often.
So we're trying to find the names of these architects. That's our main goal. Besides, well, our main goal is to kill this witch.
Our main goal is to find out these three architects, plus where the witch is hiding.
Because we know PF, we know ZL, and we know Henry A.
Right. So we're looking for a historian, a janitor, and a musician.
By the way, I'll give everyone a... This is what my notes look like right now. Can you read any of that?
Well, while you do that, I'm going to quickly look at the generic helpful guide and see if any other names happen to match the initials.
I just wrote down... I got Sophie, and then some branches. Bell Tower, her favorite place. Witch, weird. And then I wrote dead with a question mark, but I crossed that out because apparently, well, still, yes. She's sort of like Inception. She's dead once she leaves the dream world, it sounds like. This is very Inception sounding.
I think she's sort of like a Jedi ghost right now. Like, she's there, and then when she decides to actually leave, she'll leave.
Yeah, that sounds correct. Sounds like a little Black Mirror-y, too. There's like a black... Like when they put their brain...
Black Mirror's done something that could be connected to Lovecraft.
In some ways, probably. And then I've got a tracker for our Nocturne if we decide to take any.
Well, I'm going through our, the usual locations to visit. Mm-hmm. And this one pops up. It's not the name that matches the historian. It's a Dorothy Davis, but she's at the Arkham Historical Society, L1. If you want to write that aside, because if you're a historian... That seems like where you might be.
Or they might... Yeah, that's true. That someone there might know her.
Yep.
Ivan's upset that Sophie died, but turns out it's a different Sophie that he knows.
Okay.
Spelling is different.
There's probably too much to ask if any of these names matched exactly.
Right. Musician, there might be like some kind of a...
You see,
music hall.
Yeah,
or
but
something.
usually when we play this, Jonathan will have his own book so he can look through it at the same time or pass it. I have to
Right.
find all the information, and I can't read Jonathan's notes. It's a new kind of like telephone mystery solving.
Yeah. Usually you play with 2 or 3 people, and it's like you one person's looking through the newspaper.
Well, I accidentally picked up the directory, Jonathan.
You know what I mean, you might be able to do.
Well,
I'm sorry.
because
Go ahead. Yeah.
I realized directly, I'm like, hold on, we have an E. Smith. There are 2 E. Smiths.
Okay, that's good.
So we could just process of elimination them out. You want me to just tell you?
Sorry. What are they? What are they?
D87 and U37. Yes, D87 and U37.
Maybe if we talk to someone, like we can check their locations and see if there's
Yeah.
someone. I was going to suggest, because I think this is doable, because I don't think isn't it just one page. Maybe if you took a picture with your phone of the newspaper, you could just send that to me.
Let's see if
I
it's
might
good
be
enough
able to
quality.
read it.
Let's give it a shot. Couldn't hurt.
Yeah, our phone cameras are pretty decent. It should, but I think that's the limit. Everything else is on you. Everything else requires page turning.
I'm gonna send it in 2 pictures, I think, because that will be best for.
Okay.
See, we're adapting.
Yeah, this is the new era. This is the world we live in right now. I'm also going to be keeping track of where we go, because that way we don't forget. We remember we already went to some place, and then they ask you at the end usually, or you keep track of the time tracker of
Right.
how long we've taken. But
Well, no, they even then, like, also there's something weird with the dream stuff, and we like to know if we've been there before.
yeah, that can be useful. Is there any other? What is our like biggest lead right now that he gave us besides these names? Is there anything else, or is it really just?
The note about the first anchor.
Oh, the bell tower. You said that she loved
Well,
going.
yeah,
to the
but
bell
she's probably there in the dream world,
tower. Oh,
so
maybe.
we probably want to wait until we head there. But we have the note from the first bank of Arkham. Might as well check that out.
I haven't asked if there's a PDF. Maybe there was a PDF version of the game, but not one you can just get.
We don't actually need this book.
For
I actually
free,
took
so.
that out. That's not what I'm looking for.
But yeah, I will be. Oh man, look at this. I've got a newspaper now. This is like the future.
All right, yeah, this is what I wanted. All right.
I wish it was oriented the right way, but that's all right. I'll make do.
Sorry, I clicked fast. I didn't even think of my camera. That's an annoying thing with the camera. It sometimes is like, this is how you want to send it, right? I'm like, no, Instagram. I want it face up.
Oh, Instagram.
Banks. That's what I want to look up. Boarding or not? What
do you
would
think
this
about
be?
with
Financial institutes. First Bank of Arkham. D14. So shall we start there, Jonathan?
Wait. Oh, that's right. They asked us to go to the bank, right? Or there's the note that said to go to the bank.
There was a receipt for a safety deposit box.
Oh, right.
in her-
I thought I wrote that down.
That just seems like an easy thing to go for.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Sorry, what?
No, sorry. I'm just
So, Jonathan, if you want to
yeah.
write down Bank D14.
All right. Our first stop.
Oh, I don't even need to turn the page. You wait in line for a few minutes before presenting the receipt for the safety deposit box at the counter. Thank you. Says the young teller.
That could be young. That could be a young voice.
Now, if you have the box key ready, I'll ask one of the junior managers to escort you to the vault. Box key? Why, of course. You can't expect a reputable bank like the first to open a box just for any customer bearing a receipt. Besides, all our safe
Hell, I
deposit
can.
boxes require 2 keys, the master here at the bank and the one issued to the customer. If you have requirement card 1, which we don't, you do more stuff. By the way, I'm actually I'm going to move this stuff over here. And then when we get a number, I'll put it over here like that so you know we have it. Pretty much the way the game works is if we get an item of importance, they just tell you to take that number card.
By the way, I'm not being rude right now. I'm looking for people watching at home. I'm looking at newspaper on my phone.
Oh, yes. I'm like, all right, what am I doing wrong?
And I'm just trying to get these pictures so I can read them a little easier. And I think I have done it successfully. Okay, so we need a key for that safety deposit box. So that was, for the time being, that's a dead end.
Right. And considering it was with Zophie, not Zoe.
Now, this was something that is what it seemed like from what we read. Wasn't the supplemental section? Can we go over what the supplement was again that you read exactly?
It told us, I mean, I can go back, but I think it's because it told us Zophie's favorite spot. I think that's where we're going to find her in the Dreamlands.
Okay. Oh, that was all. That was what that was telling us. Okay.
I mean, everything else was that she was having a hard fight. She wasn't doing well. The 3 architects that we knew of and of Nocturne is dangerous, so we want to use it sparingly.
Nocturne,
or we could chug it.
That's also pretty good. Let's see. See if there's anything going on in this newspaper. There's a third. Oh,
you keep going and talking about it while I look quietly at this and not be rude.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Of course, now that you said that, I've lost the image.
I could always go to the Historical Society if we want to try that.
No, we've got the 3rd annual gala event opening.
Ooh.
Speaking of, well, not Historical Society, but I was asking about music. The 3rd annual Choral Music Gala will be held next month, beginning on the 17th October. Well supported by local dignitaries, and this year's guest is Professor William Dyer of Miskatonic University, who I think maybe I don't know if we've gone to Miskatonic. Probably we have at some point in another case.
We've gone there before.
Mm-hmm. Boarding houses like a bad dream. There's complaints of boarding houses. People are not happy. That might come into play later. Some of the stuff in the newspaper is not important. Sometimes it could be a red herring, it could just be for flavor, or it could be a sub mystery that if you have time, you want to solve. Mark is in the chat and says, chug, chug, chug.
Well, I mean, if we learned anything from Tales of Arabian Nights, drinking is always the best option.
When I read that, for some reason, I wasn't thinking of drinking. I thought of like chugga chugga choo choo, and I was like, did we say something about taking a train somewhere?
No, I thought that too, but then I remembered that my Nocturne comment. So
yeah, I'm not sure. Gifts for hospital. The monthly meeting of the Arkham Executive Board of St. Mary's was held last week. I don't think we didn't have any hospital things. No, none of these architects or doctors. Oh wait, oh no, you just made that joke. That's true. A janitor could work at a hospital.
I mean, if you watch Scrubs, the janitor is one of the most important roles.
It's true. Commercial House Music Hall holds auditions. There's a lot of music going on.
That one sounds more promising. Where's that?
Holding open auditions for interested parties. Should arrive between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. So time is important in this game.
That's, I guess, afternoon. That would be the time to visit it.
That's the Commercial House Music Hall.
Commercial House. Put that as
Music Hall.
Aside. And I need this again. Commercial House.
Music Hall. Let's check it out. It's at the Commercial House.
N31.
Oh, all right. Music Hall. N31.
The slate gray sky seems to press down on the town as you arrive outside the Commercial House Music Hall. When you step inside the foyer, you find the atmosphere to be relaxed, with strains of different instruments and songs reaching you. A bespectacled receptionist, I think I'm saying that right, directs you to a large rehearsal room, where you find a young black man in a neat suit blasting out toe-tapping jazz on his trumpet. Is this our old friend from Arkham Horror?
Oh man, the musician, Jim or something is his name.
He sees you and cuts off his impressive rendition of Sweet Georgia Brown, looking a little perturbed. You're a little early to hear my audition. I'm still warming up. Could I have 5 more minutes? You reassure the young man that you are not here to hear him play.
Put that away, sir. No one needs to hear that.
Wow, we are blunt. After confirming that he is indeed Darrow Rice, you tell...
Oh!
That sounds good.
We got a
You
name.
tell him about the problem in a circumspect manner. Darrow frowns and is quite open. Had I known that things in Dream Arkham were getting as bad as that, of course I would have acted sooner. Sometimes the need of the waking world come first, and I might not have been as attentive during the night as I should have been. If this witch has her claws stuck in deep, then I gotta act quickly. I can tell you that my friend is on your list. Eris Smith. Erastus.
ERA. Say that again?
Sorry. ERASTUS.
Erastus, I guess?
Erastus Smith.
Can't these people have normal names?
No, they know I was going to read it. So
Whatever happened to Frank
laugh at me
and
pronounce
Joe?
things. He lives on North Peabody Avenue, the road out of town. It's the last but one house on the left.
That sounds familiar.
You go and tell him, and I'll finish up here, then do what I can. Well, that was pretty good. Good find, Jonathan.
We don't need that 50-50 anymore. We got the...
Yeah, just let me look at the two numbers and see which one is last road leading out of town. No, was it Peabody Street?
North Peabody Avenue.
All right.
Wrote it down. Sophie in the chat said, yes, that's how it's pronounced. Erastus. Not Zophie. It's Sophie. If Zophie's in the chat, I'm getting worried.
All right. You said North Peabody?
I did. North Peabody Avenue.
All right. That looks like the D's.
Peabody and whoever.
D87?
D87.
Yeah,
so sorry.
That looks like the right place to visit. I think we got to go there now.
So this is just his house, right?
Right. This is his house. And what's his name?
Janitor? Erastus Smith, the janitor.
All right. He's the janitor.
D87.
Man, we are doing great. I don't think that's even the right case.
We're doing awesome. I don't know why I just did that.
Because we're doing awesome, Jonathan.
Remember the Lego movie? That was fun.
All right, you said 87?
D87.
You ask a paperboy which house belongs to... How do we say his name was pronounced again?
Erastus.
Erastus.
It's like...
he sounds like some kind of Greek hero to me.
Yeah, that could be it.
Belongs to Erastus Smith, and he points out a small basement apartment. You descend the steps from the street level and rap on the door. After a few minutes, an elderly woman answers, and she invites you inside for a drink. You ask if Erastus is home. Oh no, he's most likely at work keeping the roof over our heads. He works over at East Public High School and keeps the place clean and tidy. The staff and children love him. She proudly points to a wall in the hall where certificates from Arkham's school board hang alongside dozens of children's pictures showing fantastical scenes and creatures. They often paint for Erastus in their art classes. He likes pictures that look like dreams, especially the ones with boats in the sea. You finish your drink and thank the old woman before leaving the apartment. All right, so we got to now go to East Public High.
East Public High. You know, it's funny in my head... When we just read the word janitor, the first thing I think of is a janitor like at a school. I mean, there's janitors that work at like every public building in the world, but that's my most common association, I guess, because I went to school for many years and saw janitors.
Well, for me, like I made the joke, it was great, but because the janitor plays a big role in that, and I like that show, that was the first thing was like, oh, janitor at a hospital. I
should have gone with my answer. I should have just said no. They work at the school. Let's go. We shave off 2 separate trips. So we want to jump. I mean, there's no reason not to go there next, right?
I mean, yeah. It seems to be the path.
What are we talking to them about?
We're alerting them of the problems.
Oh, okay. And hopefully they'll help us.
Odds are they'll say something like, like, oh, I think I saw something in this area when I last time I was in the dream world. All right. East Public High School. Go Octopi. R8. That's right. I've decided their mascot's the octopi.
Okay.
Nope. Am I in the right case? I'm not.
That could be a problem.
I really should stop closing this book.
Feeling mean? Headache, nausea, dizziness, biliousness.
Oh boy, this is a long one.
Lazy and good for nothing most of the time. Sorry, I'm reading an ad for Dr. Thatcher's liver and blood syrup.
Can you send in an order for me?
Yeah, I'm gonna play. There's actually no phone number or address. They just start telling you to get it.
East Public High is a modern building with neatly trimmed lawns and a neatly painted fence. Everywhere is quiet now, but it is easy to visualize the paved yards filled with teenagers.
Ugh, the worst.
You head to the main reception area and are unsurprised to find it empty during the weekend. A small car directs you to the janitor's office down the hall. You find the door with little trouble and knock and wait. A man in a neatly pressed janitor's overalls opens the door with a perplexed expression. Oh, I'm sorry. The school is closed. Was there something I can help you with? He begins to walk you back towards the exit as you stop him and ask if he is Erastus Smith. That's me, all right. It appears that you have me at a disadvantage. You apologize and explain to him that you have been searching for him at the behest of Professor Armitage. You tell him of the witch, Orlaith Andrews, and Armitage's concerns for Dream Arkham. He stops short and his mouth falls open. I just can't believe it. The professor is correct. She must be stopped before the rot has spread too far to be cleaned out. My friend Morris Moffat told me of a dream in which a crone tried to entice him into her lair. 3 nights she came to him, taking him further each time, until I gave him a talisman to hold off evil at bay. He never mentioned it again, and alas, I did not investigate further. I will travel to the dream world as soon as I am able to help where I can. You thank Ernest for his time and allow him to return to his duties. So, Morris Moffat.
Is that Moffat?
Yes, it is.
I want to say Moffat.
Like a moppet?
Sure. Like, what's his name? Isn't there a Moffat who created Sherlock? I forget his name. Stephen Moffat? Anyway.
Well, Morris maybe could give us a clue to where she resides in the dream world, which means that might be enough for us to start exploring the dream area.
That's true. We've also got, I guess we might as well try to find Wilma, too, before we get
That
all
is
dreamy.
true. That's probably actually a better idea. So she's the last one we need. What is she again? The historian?
She's a historian. Now, we had L1 is the Historical Society, so we were going to maybe try that.
I mean, that seems like a pretty good place to...
Yeah, I don't know that I have any better recommend. I guess let's take a minute. I'll look and see, because the paper did help us before.
Sure.
See if there's any
I'm going to
other...
just look through, and she's Wilma S?
Wilma S.
All right. I'm going to see how many last
maybe
names
look
S
for,
start with W.
And look for a Moffat while you're in there. Let's see. The Miskatonic rowing team took gold in the state championship. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's getting calls from parents about a drug called Lantern. I think this is just shoddy journalism. It's called Nocturne.
No. You see, Nocturne is for the Pokemon Night. Lantern is for Pokemon Day.
Those got leaked?
Oh, yeah. They're just the remakes of Moon and Sun.
Oh, okay. 4 years down the line.
There are multiple SWs, so it's not going to be the... it's not one we could probably just 50-50 shot it.
Well, actually, according to... So this...
Oh, shoot. I forgot to be moving... How many locations have we been to?
We just have been to 4 so far. According to the newspaper, they think that this drug is fake, but the report is that it allows you to wake up if you're dreaming. Maybe when we're in the dream world, Lantern is what we need to take to go back.
So this is caffeine. Dude, have you tried out this new drug? It wakes you up.
Also, there is a priest named Father Murtaugh, who has been missing for a few days. They say he took the police say he's visiting his sister, but he gave no notice to anyone in the church or his family.
Does it say what church?
Does not. But if they want info, if you know, doesn't say what church.
There are multiple churches, so.
Oh wait, I'm wrong. The First Presbyterian Church.
Oh wait, hold on. I just saw that. All right, U6.
I'll write that down too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That could just be a side thing, but
I mean, it's worth doing.
Sorry, what was the number?
U6, I believe. Let me double check. I don't want to lose my bookmark finger for.
You don't want to lose that bookmark finger.
U6, yes. First Presbyterian Church.
Okay, so that's another thing we could explore. There's also a dance event that was successful. I don't know if that is very interesting, but
not right now, I think, but keep it in the back of our head.
Oh, there's a wanted section. The Lakin Institute wants participants for sleep research. That's probably not important, but maybe if we're stuck, maybe that's like you get hints about dreaming or something.
Oh yeah, we scanned some brains. We saw some really weird stuff, but nothing to be worried about.
Utella News Cinema needs a projectionist. No experience necessary. I might apply.
In these times, Jonathan, you can't go to a movie theater now.
Yeah, you're right. Boy, they really got to figure that out. Someone's selling a bicycle. If we want it, they give us a name. We could contact them too.
Oh, we got to get that bike.
Yeah. Okay, but and then there's something about prohibition. Oh, St. Mary's Hospital. So I think if we wanted to find maybe more information about Nocturne, the drug, because they're saying there's a drug problem, but I think we already know how it works pretty much.
Yeah, I think it's just we have to be careful with it. I think that's the whole point.
All right, one last thing I'll mention.
All right.
Dorothy Davis of the Arkham Historical Society.
That's the person that we usually contact there.
Is giving a talk next Monday night about fairies. But that makes me think that we were right about that hunch. I think that's probably them reminding us there's a historical society.
Yeah. Or it's telling us she likes playing fairy archetype in Magic.
I'll take your word for that one. So we've got the church, we've got the historical society. Was that it?
Yeah, I think we should start with the historical society probably, and then we'll visit the church.
Oh, and you could also, I don't know if you looked up did you find a Morris Moffat anywhere in the directory?
Right, the important part.
We got so hung up on the fun stuff.
U9.
Oh, okay.
That could be another interesting thing someone could try to. I mean, it would be a pain to bounce it probably, but like if someone made a version where in a game like this where it'd be like, oh, if you go to the same letter, it doesn't take as much time or something.
Oh, like in the same section.
Sort of like actually no, that's what
detective
sort of does, but that's more of what card you pull out, not like what area. You could still spend 3 hours even if you're still in the neighborhood.
Right. It does have it takes a certain amount of time to drive somewhere.
Right.
But that's always fixed. But yeah, something interesting. Well, Chronicles of Crime sometimes does that. It says like, oh, it takes like 20 minutes always to travel. But it's always the same amount.
Yeah, it's not like this is like how many locations versus I think you can get a max of 8. In Chronicles of Crime, like 8 boards.
I think, yeah, it might even be more. They just don't have spaces for them after that. All right, so Historical Society, I think.
Yes, so that was L1.
L1 Blues. Thinking of Elwood Blues.
All right. The diminutive figure of Dorothy Davis hurries over to you as you enter the Arkham Historical Society building. You tell her that you are seeking a local scholar or historian with the initials WS.
Mm-hmm.
She scurries off for a few minutes before returning with a smile. According to our records, we have 3 people with the initials WS who have paid for membership in the past. I have a Warren Seabury. That's Warren like the town.
Yeah, don't worry about that one. Where's Wilma?
Winfred Simons and Wilma Slocum. How would you
Locum.
pronounce
I'd say Slocum.
Slocum? Warrant address is listed as Easton and is paid up to date. Winfred hasn't renewed her subscription since 1927. Finally, Wilma appears to have paid for 3 months earlier this year to use our archive for genealogical research. You are about to leave. A thought occurs, and you turn back to Miss Davis and ask about witchcraft in Arkham and any locations that are particularly significant. Well, Hangman's Hill was used at the start of the 18th century to hang suspected witches, including the infamous Goody Fowler. Her restless spirit is still said to wander the hill. She indulged in her particular brand of evil here in the town until an angry mob apprehended and executed her in 1704. And as we all know, every witch execution in the past was righteous and not wrong at all. Apart from that, there is, of course, the Witch's House in French Hill. It is used as a boarding house for students who lack means for better accommodations.
Oh, sorry, continue.
Back in the 18th century, while the town was focused on Goody Fowler, this was the supposed home of another terrible witch. She was called Keziah Mason, and she arrived in Arkham after mysteriously vanishing from the Salem jail. Orlaith Andrews? No, that's not a name I'm familiar with, I'm afraid.
Huh. So this brings me back to the newspaper. Didn't think this was important.
By the way, this is 5 now?
That's our 5th place, yep. There's an article about bad boarding houses. Complaints by residents of Arkham's boarding houses have prompted an investigation of the conditions of these residences. There's an anonymous citizen spoke about the witch house in particular. Can't believe I... Seems relevant. It says it's like living in a bad dream. Not only are the conditions bad, but I'm convinced people are coming into my room at night. I haven't slept since I moved in. They're calling for a special session of town hall to address these issues. Many strange happenings, rumors ranging from cult activity to hauntings, pestilence, poor workmanship, and decaying structures.
Ooh, that's definitely spooky. By the way, here's a lovely picture of the Hangman's Hill.
Oh, creepy. I like it. Is that what it looks like today, too? They just left him up there?
Oh, yeah. You know, when you put your Christmas decorations up, it's so much of a hassle to take them down.
So, boarding. Yeah, I wrote that down here. Yeah. What's the first name of that witch? Could you spell that for me? Mason?
Keziah.
Keziah? Interesting. So we now have 3 evil witches. One of them, I guess, is haunting the boarding house. One of them is probably haunting Hangman's Hill. I don't know if we need to find them, but we know where they might be.
There are things to keep in mind.
Are we going to visit Wilma? Do we?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We found her name. I just need to find her address.
Were we supposed to talk to them? I just don't know if it's actually. I mean, I'm happy to.
I mean,
I'm more just uncertain about our actual mission.
Well, first of all, for Wilma, just write this down so I don't have to look it up again.
Mm-hmm.
F45.
Got it. Well, she was studying genealogy, so that might be interesting to find out exactly what was going on there.
According to, and I think this is fair, Armitage in the intro. I can look back.
Yeah.
Look through Sophie's notes. We must find out where the witch is hiding. Undo her evil. You must contact the other principal dream architects to tell them of the danger.
Okay. It did specifically say it. Okay.
All right. So we're still good.
So we're 2 out of 3. This is our last girl.
It is.
Okay.
So what was she? F what?
F45. And that's just her house?
Yes. That's her address listed in the directory.
Location 6 for us. What is it usually, 10 to 15 locations before you usually try to solve?
I think so. It's usually 10, I think.
At least for us.
We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 16, 17 days. Or 17 locations.
Right. 6 days in
Yes.
daytime.
You said F45?
Yes, I did.
Well, F is the French Hill District,
Mm.
which is where the witch's house is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Heading up the maze-like streets of French Hill, you arrive at the home of Miss Wilma. How do we say her name again?
Slocum.
Slocum. The building is quiet, and the drapes on the windows facing the streets are still drawn. You knock at the door, but there is no answer. With a hasty look around, you slip down the narrow alley between buildings and find a cellar window that is ajar. You prowl around the darkened house.
Is it a window or is it a jar? All right. Keep going.
It is a window in the shape of a jar.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
And naturally, we go inside. You prowl around the darkened house searching for clues until you arrive at the master bedroom and are startled to find the owner tucked in bed, soundly sleeping. Backing out of the room, you accidentally kick an umbrella propped up against the doorframe and send it clattering across the room. I don't have an umbrella to throw around for sound effects.
Okay, that's too bad. Just use your imagination, everyone.
Your eyes flick back to the bed, sure that the loud noise must have wakened the sleeper. She mumbles, in a dream. The unvisited isle is just ahead. We must go there for the key.
This place is never good news.
However, she does not awaken.
Ooh, the key.
So we have to visit the unvisited isle.
So we went, I guess it's nighttime.
It was.
So is there a different thing if we had come during the day?
No,
like
I don't think I've ever seen a thing that reads time.
Okay, so it's just she's just like in a dream state.
I think she's just doing her job.
So I thought there was or sometimes it'll say like if it's not this time, then come back later or something.
They might, but it's not very obvious. It's not like
right.
By the way, this one you don't need to write down because the unvisited isle is very obvious on the map. By the way,
it's the only isle.
We're visiting it.
We have visited it before. They should change the name.
The visited multiple times isle.
So it sounds like maybe that's our key to the deposit box.
But should we go there in the real world or the dream world?
Well, we could go there in the real world and then switch to the dream world. In fact, we have to, don't we? Well, not necessarily, I guess.
No, that seems most efficient because if it's not there, do you want to check out any other places in the real world, or do you want to hit the dreams?
I mean, there's checking out the church. There's Morris Moffat. Well, who was Morris again? That's just some guy.
He was the one who it seemed the witch was trying to entice.
Then there's the. Yeah, but I it's not like we'll not be able to come back ever. So I think let's start some dreaming and see what happens. Also, the bell tower, maybe because it sounds like once we dream, am I getting this right? Then we could go to another place. Like we don't have to take the nocturne each time.
No, I think that it's sort of like I can't remember which Legend of Zelda game has the mirror.
All of them have a dark world and a light world. It's like every Zelda.
But unless I think we choose to wake up or we're forced out.
Okay. It's like we're in an alternate universe that whole time.
Pretty much.
Then I'm cool with trying the Isle, and then we'll see what happens.
But remember, though, if we take too many doses of Nocturne, man, some crazy stuff's going to go down.
Yeah, so I guess we want to... Let's try to limit it to, like, 3.
Well, Armitage said 1 or 2.
So 3, just to give us a little leeway.
I mean, 3's probably what we're going to do, knowing us.
Then, yeah, let's do it, because we might have to go in there, even if we have to come back. We might not know what we need.
I'm thinking I think 2 is possible with us, but 3's more likely.
All right, let's hit the Isle up. All
right, so we'll go there first in person. And this is one of the errata things, Jonathan, so when we take the Nocturne, we read the dream world for a visit isle, and that doesn't take time.
That is what it says. Let me bring it up. There are also a couple other things I want to make sure. Did we visit anywhere bordering on Federal Street?
I need to find where that street is. Ease. Did we visit any Ease?
Property bordering on it. No, we didn't. But we did go to F. Is she bordering on F45? Is that bordering on
F isn't. Oh wait, does that go to? No, F doesn't touch Federal Street.
Okay, then we should be
What
fine.
D's have we visited?
We've gone to 14 and 87.
87's not on it. 14 is not on it.
Okay, and the other thing is remind me if anything mentions a street party.
Okay.
Then there's something in here. Otherwise, then I don't think we have to worry. But yes, according to this, whenever a player enters Dream Arkham or returns from a Dream Arkham location, this does not move the time marker unless it tells you specifically.
All right.
So yeah, we can go to the Unvisited Isle, and it doesn't twice in a row, and doesn't cost us because one's Dream World.
And that's M9?
He didn't tell me the number because it's so obvious, he said.
Well, Unvisited Isle says M9. There is nothing in here for M9.
Oh, that means I'm not even writing it down, right?
You still... I think it moves the time counter, but doesn't count as location that we visited when counting at the end.
Okay, well, I'll put it in
I'm just going
parentheses.
to make sure with Unvisited Isle, M9, yes.
I mean, she clearly was telling us to go here.
No. So, bottoms up.
Yeah, let's...
We're taking the Nocturne, people. All right, you ready, Jonathan?
Got a drink.
It's actually this orange substance. Very weird.
Whoa. I'm nocturning.
All right.
I'm nocturning.
As the warm glow begins to wear off, your eyelids become unbearably heavy. Resting your head, you find yourself succumbing to a tiredness you cannot fight, and imagine yourself climbing down to a cavern. The deeper you descend, the heavier sleep becomes, and the more solid the dreams feel. You find yourself emerging into a lush, verdant forest. As you make your way through the trees, you come upon a fantastical sight. Arkham of Dreams stretches before you, a golden sunset bathing the town. You stand to the north of the river, where a smattering of small forest communities is dwarfed by the vision as you look south. To your left, perched atop the heights of French Hill, is a castle, springing from the pages of a storybook. Even from this distance, the fluttering banners and glittering spires take your breath away. Beyond the castle, small fishing boats bob on the sparkling, sweeping Miskatonic. They plow the clear waters, heading to shore with full, flapping sails. The teeny vessels aim for Rivertown, which appears in the dream transmuted into a beautiful Mediterranean fishing village. Can we just stay?
There's a fishing village next to the castle?
No, they're heading to Rivertown. I think that's literally a different town.
Okay. Is that all it says?
No, there's more.
Oh, okay.
Where Arkham University campus should stand, a sprawling Hellenic-era metropolis rests. Jonathan, you're an art history major. What the hell does that mean?
You know, we all know what it means. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
Mellow and enteric, Enticing.
Uh-huh.
I've never seen that word before. And many calm plazas and gentle fountains make it appear a formidable seat of learning in the tradition of the ancient Greek civilizations. A tower rising gracefully to the skies in the center of the university, a tower, beyond which you can glimpse yet more trees. You take a deep breath, remembering the warning given to you by Professor Armitage. The line between dream and nightmare is a thin one. Investigating in Dream Arkham. Your investigator is now dreaming. You may visit any location from Arkham Town map in the same way an investigator in the waking world would. You may remain asleep and visit any number of locations until you decide to wake, which you may do at any time. and continue or conclude your investigation in the waking world. You may also return to Dream Arkham to follow more leads at a later time in your investigation. Occasionally, a location will force you to wake up, and you will need to take more Nocturne to return to Dream Arkham.
So is this just there's just a separate section in the book that has the same numbers, but it's dream time?
That is correct.
Okay, so all of that was just a little, here's what you see, but I guess they wanted us to enter on the Unvisited Isle as our intro?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't tell you. That wasn't for Unvisited Isles.
But the rest of it sounded like it just. Well, I thought there was supposed to be a key here.
Well, no. Now I go to Unvisited. I didn't even read the.
All of that was just the first time you.
Yep.
Go to sleep. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Here we go.
You leave behind the shores of the merchant district, the bazaar alive with the shouts of traders and the pungent spices of far-flung lands. You paddle across the still waters of the Miskatonic in a small corsel that the boy at the shore pier was happy to lend to you. The waters of the Miskatonic of Dreams are much wider than the river in the waking world, and you are weary by the time you reach the small island. Passing a herd of grazing sheep, you make your way to the small wooden hut with the smoke curling from its chimney. The door is opened by a large man with a brushy beard who looks over you and grins. "Would you like a drink of water, traveler?" he says. And you readily accept his offer as he introduces himself as, all right, Zacchaeus the Shepherd. That's Zalekkas.
Okay, EC what?
Zalekkas.
Zalekis. Take your pick.
You spend a few pleasant minutes chatting with him, and it soon becomes clear that he cannot help you with your investigation. If you have requirement card 3.
So that's the Unvisited Isle.
I think it's named that because we're not supposed to go there. No matter what, it's a red herring.
I wanted a key. Well, we're asleep now, so I mean that's fine.
I guess the clock tower, was it?
The bell tower.
The bell tower. What is it called?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I don't remember the specific name. You'll have to look that up. It was in the intro, but yeah, it was in that whatever.
The Copley Memorial Bell Tower.
The Copley Memorial Bell Tower.
You know the one.
Oh boy.
C14.
Making trouble. Sorry, C14?
Mm-hmm. Will doesn't have a choice in the matter, Kevy B. He's the one with the book. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Tightly packed buildings open into a broad forum. The covered arcades around the rectangle are adorned with hanging plants, their heavy blooms pungent and intoxicating. Groups of people sit or walk slowly around discussing literature, poring over manuscripts, or laughing quietly at their private jokes. Are these real people dreaming, or is this like...
I don't know.
Hologram stuff?
I think they're just I think it's like another dimension and you can access it by dreaming.
I know one of the books we read in our Arkham Horror Files book club, one of them went to the dream world.
I thought you were going to talk about actual Lovecraft stories.
Well, I mean, it's in actual Lovecraft stories, but...
Yeah, there's plenty of those, yeah.
The reason I remember that is because there was a lot of cats.
Mm.
Rising some 60 feet into the evening sky, the elongated tower is crowned with a large golden clock with intricate emerald swirling designs. Not one emerald. Seated on a bench at the base of the tower, an easel beside her, is an elderly woman waving at a greeting to you. You make your way across the busy forum. Why did I say bushy? And sit down beside her. Henry and I look out for you. My name is Sophie Lillibridge, Or it was at any rate. I think I'll drop the surname as I won't be needing it to file tax returns anytime soon. That's this whole thing. She's just trying to avoid her taxes.
Classic Zophie.
She smiles warmly and then, seeing your concerned expression continues. Oh, don't worry, dear. I know that I'm dead. Well, at least my physical body. Can't say that I'll miss the creaking old thing anyway. Things are simpler in the Dreamlands.
Yeah, bodies are for dopes.
Henry tells me that you are helping sort out our little problem we're having with Orlaith Andrews. She's dead and it's a little problem. Everyone else.
Yeah, she's fine. She's got nothing to lose.
Why don't we let the Andrews into the real world? She'll just come in and be like, oh my God, my back. This was a mistake. I was in the process of visiting the graveyards of Arkham to find where her residence was. Alas, I never made it to Hangman's Hill before my heart gave out. It's not italicized, so I assume that's how I'm supposed to read it. Everything else is. If you can locate a street address, then you should be able to pinpoint where in the Dream City she is nesting. Henry says you were trying to contact Orestes, Darrow, and Wilma. We need to tackle her as one if we are able to banish her spirit for good, so you shouldn't stop until you've found them all. I have a box at the Arkham Bank that may contain something useful. The old shepherd on the unvisited isle has been minding the key for me, and should something happen, tell him Sophie sent you, and that she would love to hear his pipes play one more time. Take requirement card 3. We're too good, Jonathan.
Of course you're right. Other way around. Fools. What fools we are.
Well, I have a sneaking... Oh, I forgot to mention that in Jonathan, in the intro. Should we gain any items in the dream world, when we wake up, they are mysteriously still with us.
Okay, cool. I like that mystery. So when she's talking about an address, she's talking about finding Orlaith's house.
I think it's the witch's house.
We got 3 different witches. The evil one, the real bad one, right?
Yeah.
Because there's also the witch at the boarding house and there's the witch at Hangman's Hill.
Right. But my guess is the witch at... Because I don't...
Didn't she mention Hangman's Hill? What is she?
Someone else mentioned Hangman's Hill, but hold on. Let me see where Hangman's Hill is located.
I thought Sophie just mentioned it.
No, she meant... Oh, I never made to Hangman's Hill before my heart gave out. Yeah. Well, if you can locate a street address, then you should be able to pinpoint where it is in the Dream City she's nesting. I guess, yeah. Is that saying where...
At least it would be a clue.
Right.
If we go there, probably.
Well, we should get this key anyway.
Yeah. Let's go to this key.
Nope. All right. So we go back to M. Now, if you have requirement card,
revisited aisle.
Read entry 3 on page.
So we're talking to Zalekis.
Yes, that is with the shepherd Zalekis.
What is requirement card 3? It's just the knowledge.
It's literally saying Sophie sent me.
Okay. It's not like an actual thing.
No, not in this case. Remembering what Sophie had told you about the shepherd's music, you point towards the man's wooden pipes on the rough mantle over the fire. He nods, understanding you, and takes them down. Sophie Limbridge says she would love to hear you... Oh, wait, that's me saying it. Sorry, I thought that was... Sophie Limbridge says she would love to hear you play them one more time, you say. He then rummages around in a box and then produces a small metal key that seems at odds with the rest of the trappings of the hut. You thank him, and as you leave the island, the sound of a pipe melody floats through the air like a melancholy spirit. Take requirement card 1.
Did we need that for something? Oh, that's for
the lockbox.
Deposit box, right. Duh. Okay, was that it?
That was it.
All right, so at least that's done. We wasted a little bit of time, but that's bound to happen.
Right. How many locations do you have written, Jonathan?
That would be our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th stop.
Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left. So I guess Hangman's Hill? Or the witch's house. Because what did she say? Hold on. She said something here.
I'm worried that. Did she say what was in the deposit box?
I have something that will be useful to you.
So I think we should get that before we like attempt to find this witch, because I'm afraid it's, I don't want to just go in there like, what's up? And she's like, hey, check this out. And we're dead.
Someone's been thinking about what he's been doing in D&D the other night.
I don't know what you're talking about. Doesn't ring a bell.
All right. So, do you want to just wake up or visit anywhere else?
I kind of just want to wake up, unless you want to try. The only other places that I think about visiting are witch homes.
You want to? Well, do you want to visit?
I mean, there is the river town, but why do we need to go there? Or the Miskatonic.
No, what I'm thinking is, what if we visit the Presbyterian Church in the dream world? We see if he's there, and then we wake up there. We get to read that location.
That's true, I guess. Yeah, that's true, because he has been. But if he was missing, isn't it only his body? Wouldn't his body still be in the real world?
Maybe like no one looked around the church for him because they assumed he left or something weird.
Sure, why not?
What number is that?
U6.
That's all right. The only familiar thing about the First Presbyterian Church is the striking profile it cuts against the evening sky. A simple dark timbered frame construction, it gives a very different impression than the clean lines of the Waking World Church. You enter and find candles lit on the altar and a door standing open, leading to the base of the church tower. The tower itself has been built around a living tree, and a staircase has been hewn into the wood. On a huge lintel where the staircase disappears through the ceiling, the words, "The Ascent," are neatly carved. You make the ascent and find a small tower room filled with bric-a-brac, brick-a-brac.
Yep, bric-a-brac.
And assorted wooden furniture. Disappointed, you return to the street to continue your hunt for clues. A child sitting on the front pew calls you over and tells you that the lost man is at the hotel. Before you can question her further, her mother calls her and she runs into the street to join her family.
So it doesn't sound like we even need to be here in the real world.
No, but I mean, I assume this is where we're gonna wake.
But I don't know. We could just go to the hotel and pull the same trick.
You're assuming there's more than one hotel.
Oh, you mean I'm assuming there's not more than one hotel?
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What? How are there 7 different hotels? Okay, and he just he said was the hotel.
This was U6.
Sure was.
I'm trying to find in the map. Hold on. I'm seeing if it's there are 2 U's there. I was just curious if it was near any of them. Not particularly.
I wouldn't even want to take that stab anyway.
It was more of like if it was neighboring the building, like he's across the street.
Right.
Where is this other one? Like one of them is across towns. Oh, it's there. I mean, I said U6.
Yeah.
It's far enough that I don't think we can make that leap of faith.
So let's just wake up then, and we'll see if there's any clues in the real world church.
Whoa.
Oh, I forgot to mark that we used Nocturne one time.
It was U6?
U6.
Well, guess what? There's nothing there. Oh, wait. I'm in the wrong one.
Wait. Oh, we're in the wrong case?
Yeah, when I flipped forward.
Thank God. Hey, you weren't in the wrong case for the Unvisited Isle, were you, that first time?
I'm almost certain I was not. Yeah, no, the Merchant Isle does not have a thing here.
Okay.
The elegant First Presbyterian Church cuts a striking profile against the gray skies. There are a number of parishioners.
Thank
you. At prayer inside, and a harassed-looking curate hastily lighting candles. When you tap him gently on the shoulder, he turns, His misty eyes look you over, assessing you. I don't recognize you. Are you here for a service? Evening mass is from 6 until 11:30. You explain to him that you are looking for Father Murtaugh because his disappearance didn't sit right with you. He immediately brightens and leads you to the front pew to discuss the matter further. Of course we were all shocked when Jonas disappeared. I considered him a close friend. We had made plans for the week after his disappearance. That's why I don't think the police have it right. He had been working hard out in the community against the vices of alcohol and drugs, especially Nocturne. You aren't using Nocturne, are you?
No. No, I don't touch this stuff.
It's like a huge stain over our shirt.
This is something else.
This is cocaine. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, good.
Loads of it.
He spoke about it in He spoke about it in sermons and even visited parishioners that he believed were using the drug. I don't know much more, I'm afraid. I did speak to an Inspector Garrison at the police station, and he took a statement. Garrison also talked about our organist, Alan Goddard, and the parish warden, Mabel Dunbar. We do not have requirement card 2.
This sounds like a whole thing.
I think we need to go back to the bank.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely.
You mind telling me what that was again?
Should I write down those names?
Oh, why not?
I mean, the police.
Well, Inspector Garrison, I bet, is our usual contact at the police station.
And I don't think that if they don't even think that he's gone for. I mean, I guess they could have a clue that they think it's not important to tell us. But
well, I think the hotel clue is better than anything else. That.
Give me the other. What were the other two people?
We have the organist, Alan Goddard. God, and then Dard, D-A-R-D.
Got it.
And then the parish warden, Mabel Dunbar, D-U-N-B-A-R.
Organist, parish. Okay, no idea if we'll do that. But let's go to the bank.
Also, I guess Inspector Garrison, but I'm going to just double check here. He's our...
I'm sure he's at the police station, even if we don't know.
He is literally our police contact.
All right. Jose 40K asked, has anyone tried Dr. Armitage in the Dreamlands with the Nocturne? That could be the answer. I think it's a Clue reference. He's making a joke about Clue. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a Clue joke.
But we could visit him in the Dreamland, see if he's one to talk to us.
We could. I don't need him. Bank. D14. Back to our roots. This is where the first place we went to and failed to figure that out.
I'm just going to literally just jump through until if you have requirement card 1, which we do, read entry 1 on page 81.
We got a key. Let us in.
I
guess they did let us in before. We just were like...
Well, they didn't let us in the back.
Okay.
And I can't remember what voice I used for the junior teller, so I hope he doesn't talk. The teller signals one of the junior managers, who smiles warmly at you as you produce the slim key from your pocket. The vault is smaller than you expected. One wall lined with small numbered metal doors, each securing a deposit box behind. With care, using the bank's key and the one that you recovered, he removes box 77 and escorts you into a private side room, where he leaves you to inspect the contents. You wait for the door to click shut behind him before you unfasten the box and peer inside. Inside is a beautiful wooden coffer, inlaid with many different hues of wooden strip. It is approximately 6 inches deep by 8 inches wide. Remember those numbers, folks. You cautiously open it, and a haunting melody begins to play. The teeny figure of a princess in Arabic garb revolves elegantly before you. As you find yourself relaxing, the tension in your shoulders and neck slowly fading. I'm just going to lean back a little bit here. Now that you have this vital artifact, you are ready to gather the dreamers and enlist them in stopping Orlith Andrews' influence. A scrap of paper lies underneath the box. The music box of Illamec. I-L-L-A-M. I think that's an M. Could be an R and an N. It's cursive. E-K. From across the waters, a traveler brought me this music box, saying it held the key to sleep. The traveler came from the ancient and great city of Ilamek. The,
Okay.
the traders in that majestic city often strove to attain perfect relaxation. This way, they would restore the spirit after a day spent dealing in the markets and tented bazaars. Yeah. I have since learned that in the waking world, the sound of the music box blocks the baleful dream sendings from Lang Kadith, and as I have recently discovered, the sendings of the witch Orlith Andrews. Unfortunately, the melody also bars one entry to Dream Arkham. Here it shall stay in safety until such a time when I have no need to walk the avenues of the Sunset Realm. CL. So this is pretty much a shield from the witch person, but apparently it also blocks you from going into the dream world. But we probably needed it anyway.
Yeah. Well, I assume that's if it's playing.
Yes.
Okay. Wait. So I don't know, but there wasn't anything like that. Like when we visited whoever was sleeping, it didn't say like if you had like. Did we even get a card from that?
No, we didn't. So it's not like we can use it for something. But
Okay.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say one of the questions will be, what was in the lockbox?
Right. It also said like now you can get the people together. I was like, oh god, are we supposed to do that after this? But no, I guess it's fine. Okay.
How would we?
I have no idea. All right, well that's done. How many places can we visit left? I feel like we're running out of time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's not including if we jump into the dream world.
I have this was our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, never mind. I'm down one.
So 4 more locations. So
Well,
yes.
That you're counting for the free trips we have in the dream world?
I'm not accounting for that. No, yeah.
You're not?
So yeah. No, I'm not. So you're right. If we went to we could go to one more waking. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that doesn't. Oh, so then we have 2. Then we should only be on. Because we went to the Isle and then into the Isle, and then we went to the church and out of the church. So we've really right. So that doesn't count.
Just read the locations to me, and I'll move down.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We should have only been to 11 places so far.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, then I think I wasn't.
We're figuring it out, folks.
I think we're good then.
Yeah, then that doesn't sound nearly as scary. We have.
Well, I think before anything, I want to visit Mofet.
Good old Mofat. Is there? How do we even begin to figure out which hotel this guy would be at? I have no idea. Like they didn't.
I mean, one of those other people might say like he often goes to this hotel.
Oh, maybe it's something in the paper.
To the paper, folks. All right, let's see what we have here. Waking. Fairies have a fantastical place in our culture.
Wait, who? Where is that?
That was in the Walking with Fairies: A History.
Hmm.
The police maintain the. Oh no! The police said that the father just went to visit his sister.
Right.
That's what they were saying that they didn't believe.
That's what the police didn't believe. Oh, you're looking at the paper too.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
No, the police said that, and everyone else doesn't believe the police.
Right. Well, the police don't believe that he isn't doing that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the police might have something about. They might be like, yeah, sometimes he goes to this hotel. It's possible. In fact, it might be the only actual. If we wanted to find, we do have the other 2, the organist and the parish.
I feel like they're more likely to tell us something.
I guess you're. Yeah, I honestly don't know. But the organist, I mean, I guess.
Well, I think the parish marshal would be the one I'd be more
Okay. Yeah.
if I had to choose one.
So,
I like how we get 2 more hours, so to speak, and we're now like, oh man, now we totally can solve this.
well, yeah, the question is, I mean, we had that whole discussion. Do we even want to figure that out yet, or should we? I guess we. I mean, what? I guess we could talk to Morris. I still don't remember who that is. Morris Moffat is. What was his
He
deal?
was the witch was trying to like trick him into going somewhere, and then I think it was the janitor gave him a talisman to ward her off. Gave Morris a talisman, not the witch.
Oh, so we might get a cool talisman.
Yeah, or at least learn a little bit more.
All right, so he's at U9.
All right, hold on. U9.
U9. What's up, Morris?
The clouds scud overhead in the freshening breeze as you arrive on West Pickman Street. You find the apartment building and are stopped by a small concierge who insists that Mr. Moffat is at home, but he is sleeping. He has left strict instructions to not be disturbed under any circumstances. The concierge confirms that Mr. Moffat suffers from migraines and often needs to take a full day of rest to recover from the effects. So you want to see him in the Dreamlands.
Yeah, well, we're here. We might as well do it, right? I mean, it doesn't cost us a.
I know. It's just I really wanted to visit 1 or 2 other people in the real world before.
We could always come back.
Yeah. All right. We're doing it. Jonathan,
One-
Mark.
There was it left me. There was something else I wanted to say, but it's. Oh, I was going to ask about Federal Street. What was the thing?
What?
Just to make sure. Is this bordering on Federal Street?
This says West Pickman Street.
But on the map, is this location?
No, it's not near Federal Street at all.
Okay, that's what I was making sure. All right, so then let's drink. Let's drink that nocturne.
All right.
You know,
Bottoms up.
not ideal, but it's all right. So dumb.
As the warm glow begins to wear off, your eyelids become unbearably heavy. Yeah. All right. U9.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
A street party seems to be in full swing. Uh-oh.
We're supposed to read something if they mention a street party.
I definitely just read street party.
It says to replace the last long paragraph with a different one that they have provided. The one in the book is erroneous. So when you get to the last paragraph, I'll take over.
Oh man. I guess I got remember, Jonathan, that means you're going to be doing whoever's voice.
I'm ready.
You ready for my voice I'm going to give that person?
Yeah, I'm ready.
A street party seems to be in full swing as you turn onto East Pickman Street and make your way to the front door of the ground floor apartment owned by Morris Moffat. A smiling couple apologizes as they jostle you while twirling to the music. You bang on Mr. Moffat's door. A middle-aged man in a patterned cotton shirt greets you warmly and invites you inside from the noise.
Sorry about that. I can get a little crazy here at times. So you're obviously come to ask me something? I can tell you from the look in your eye.
You ask him what he knows about the witch Orlith Andrews. His demeanor instantly changes. A cloud seems to cross his face, and he waves you to some large cushions on the floor.
Oh, cushions. I thought you said Christians.
No,
Continue.
these are cushions. They could be made of Christians. I doubt it, though, since this is not the witch's place.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Now then, that was a bad fix. 3 times she came for me when I was dreaming. She seemed to have a power over me that I cannot explain. Each night, she seemed to be able to draw me further from my house here to her lair. Goodness knows why she wanted me, but it felt as though I wasn't in control of my body. I was aware what was going on, but I couldn't move until suddenly I could. And then I ran. The 3rd night, she almost got me. And after that, I went to my friend at the East Public High School. Go Squids. Eris Smith.
Hi.
It's a dream world. They change, you know.
Oh, all right. All right.
He is a master dreamer, and he was able to give me this.
He holds out a bronze amulet for you to see. It is carved with a stylish 5-pointed star.
After that, she hasn't bothered me, he says.
A really stylish pentagram. Is it my turn?
I believe it is. There is a paragraph, and then there's literally one line that is, you thank Mr. Moffat and leave. So I'm assuming you're not replacing the, you thank Mr. Moffat and leave.
All right. By the way, I'm going to say Moffat.
Moffat.
You ask Moffat where it was that the witch was trying to take him, and he shrugs with embarrassment. To be honest, I was aware of my surroundings, but it was hard to concentrate with her voice whispering poison directly into my brain. I walked out of my house into the east, passing the park on my right-hand side. I honestly thought I was to be dragged into the witch house, but I went across the intersection and straight by it, past Sergei's Eatery, and then down past the Institute on my right. I went over another intersection. Are we going to have to trace this path out? I went over another intersection, past the social parlor and that immigrant church, before ending up on the corner of a block. She mustn't have had the mojo to get me inside that horrible place. I honestly think she had to work up to it. But that's it. Now I've got this ward.
Ah, crud. All right, Jonathan.
So you ready to trace this path?
All right, so the first clue is witch's house, right?
Yep, we know about the witch. Well, let me make sure. I walked out of my house and to the east. Let me know when you're ready.
Hold on, and he's at U9. All right. U9 is here. All right.
Out of his house to the east, passing the park on my right-hand side.
Hold on, let me look up parks.
Oh, it's not labeled.
Would it be her park?
Well, then he says, I thought I would be dragged into the witch house, but I went across the intersection and straight by it. So presumably it's just that across that first intersection, but maybe make sure we're double check the witch house.
Yeah, give me a
That was the French Hill. I assume
French. I know it's I know the area. I just need to find the name of
boarding house.
Right. I can't find it. They don't have a thing for parks that I can find. Oh well, we'll just use the witch's house. Boarding houses. Witch house F11. All right, so it's there. So start again.
Okay, so
Okay.
walked out of his house to the east, passing the park, thought he was going to be dragged into the witch house, but went across the intersection and straight by it.
Okay.
Past Sergei's Eatery.
Where is Sergei's Eat? It's not a diner. Is it a restaurant?
Just my buddy Sergei. Maybe it's Sergei? I don't know how.
I think that's Sergei.
Okay. Sergei.
Where in the world is L12?
It might, if you can't find that, maybe look for the Institute. But I'm not sure what Institute he's talking about.
It's like I'm finding all the numbers around 12, but not L12.
Yeah, that's how it always happens with that map. They're like spread all over the place.
40, 50, 16, 9. All right, the Institute you said?
The Institute, I said. Maybe that's the Sleep Institute they were mentioning in the newspaper.
What was it called in the newspaper? Could you?
Yeah, let me check.
And I'll keep looking for L12 until you.
The Sleep Institute. That was on the top half. No, maybe it was in the bottom half. Oh, it was in the wanted section. The Lakin Institute. Lakin.
All right. L2. So I know I saw L2 somewhere. Okay, so say that again.
So, here we go. Past Sergei's Eatery and then down past the Institute on my right.
Maybe Sergei's eatery is mislabeled because it might be L1. Wait, on his right?
Yes, said the pass
Yes,
down.
that
Past
makes sense. Yes, that makes sense. Sorry. Okay.
I went over another intersection,
Okay.
past the social parlor and the immigrant church
All right,
before ending up. Hold on, before ending up on the corner of a block. It might just be the end of that block. You might not really have to look these up.
I just want to make sure.
Sure.
Obviously, there's no church called the the.
It's not capitalized. This is his own.
I know. What was the other one though?
The social parlor.
That might not be a thing either, but let's find out. I'm not finding the social parlor. Is a how would you define a parlor?
I don't know. It's such a generic term. Like that could be a bar or a club. Like maybe some kind of a clubhouse or something.
Oh, right there. There's Miss Wilma's social parlor, which is L3.
Or a social parlor. Wilma. Wait a minute. No, I don't think it's the same Wilma.
And L9? No.
L6.
L6. I'm not gonna pronounce it, but there's a church across the street. So yeah,
Okay.
it's that.
And then ended up on the corner of a block.
All right, the corner of the block he's at, the closest locations are L7 and L26. I don't think I can search by.
L7. All right, I'm done here. L26. Well, that is the last place he ended up. So he thinks that she was trying to get him into, he says, that horrible place. So I guess that is probably where she lives.
That general area. Well, it's not the French Hill. We thought she was going to be in the French Hills area. That's not the French Hills area.
I think it's no. French Hill is where the other witch is, Keziah Mason.
Right, but I mean, all the stuff before we were hearing about that, but it seems that.
And then there's also Hangman's Hill was a goodie where maybe there's still a clue there because they did mention that. I don't know.
This might not be in the directory, but I think it's still worth.
Yeah, how do we find out what that is?
I mean, we literally can go there.
Oh, because you don't need to know what it is until you just try it. Well, do we want to check out some more of the church lead before we? Because that seems like kind of like what we want.
Right.
Probably is our end game.
Oh, once again, another name I'm not going to pronounce, but L7 is.
Well, you found one.
Well, actually, this goes with the newspaper, Jonathan.
What do we got?
Sysman, SZYMANSLD. Whatever that name is, boarding house. So we got another boarding house. And didn't you say multiple boarding houses were having nightmare issues?
Probably, yeah.
So I'm going to bank on that one.
No. It's boarding house, not a bank. Yeah, it says multiple boarding houses. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Remember, in this game, if you think there's a monster or something evil there, it's best not to go there.
Right. Well, I think that's probably where we want to end up. Don't you think that's our final boss, so to speak?
Well, I don't know, because sometimes it could be like you go there. You're supposed to just find from clues, but if you literally go there, you get like penalized.
But I mean, weren't we supposed to, like, we have the box, or well, I guess they don't know we have those things though.
Right.
That's annoying. But I mean, our goal was to find her address.
But we think we found it, so
yeah, I guess. I don't know. But I feel like, I don't know. I wonder if why wouldn't they give us a card for those things? It just feels wrong. Like our goal was to kill her. Didn't they say
our goal is to find and then tell Armitage. Armitage does the killing.
I want to do the killing.
We are just amateurs, Jonathan. We are not nearly masterful occultists.
Well, regardless, I think we should talk to Mabel Dunbar.
In the real world.
Yeah. Assuming she's in it.
All right. So we're waking up.
She lives at... Oh, I don't have an address for her. Sorry.
Right. Let's find out where she is, and we might as well go there in the dream world first for the possible freebie.
Oh, because we're still asleep, right? Well, it's still gonna. Oh, right. Because if there's two things, yeah, okay.
What's her last name again?
Dunbar.
R17. Let's see what our place is like. I bet there's nothing. There is nothing, so we're waking up.
All right.
That is too far.
Oh, Mabel. I'm
R17.
calling.
Mabel Dunbar turns out to be a bullish woman of around 50. Her mouth smiles, but the rest of her face doesn't sell the expression convincingly. You inform her that you are investigating the disappearance of Father Murtaugh and ask if she has any information. Unfortunately, it appears that she told the police all she knew at the time.
Yeah, we should talk to the police.
We have 5 days. Do you want to go to the cops?
We should have known because they said that they took their statements and everything too. I mean, what else are we gonna do other than?
Yeah.
I mean, we could check out Hangman's Hill, but it seems like we were going there to find clues for the witch who we found.
We can check the boarding house and see what it looks like in the real world.
You mean the one where we think she is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's save that for the end. Still, like you
All
said.
right. Well, the
5
cops
days.
are at D32.
Those Mighty Ducks movies really need to stop. All right.
Morris Garrison is in the basement firing range, teaching recruits the basics of using the service revolver. The inspector greets you and signals his greenhorns to take a break. Judging by the paper targets downrange, it looks as though Garrison will be here for quite some time. You explain that you are helping Armitage once more. Alas, because there has been no specific crime, Garrison is at a loss as to how he can get involved.
Oh, thank God, there's more.
Oh, there's more. I'm just trying to pick a voice out of the 3 I can do.
Well, Garrison's got to be an Irish fella.
You don't want to hear that one.
Okay.
By my standards, it's been quite a couple of days. Just the missing clergyman, Father Murtaugh. You press him for more information. I don't think there's anything to it. The father probably just took an impromptu trip. Indeed. I talked to the organist, Godard, and the church warden, Mabel Dunbar. They said it wasn't like Murtaugh to do something like this, but I can't find evidence of any foul play to suggest otherwise. So he gave us...
That was it.
Go on.
I'm sure there is something we could find for this, but...
I mean, we can talk to the Godard.
I want to say Goddard. But I don't... I mean, why would... I mean,
we have 4
possible.
locations left.
I'm trying to look into the paper to see if there's something we missed about a hotel or anything like that. It's just so weird. Like, clearly that kid was a clue. He's at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
How are we supposed to know which one? How are we supposed to know? How are we supposed to know? We could visit the hospital.
Why?
Or Edna Wheeler's house. I don't know. They're voting.
I'm fine. Just tell me why we're visiting them.
They want to paint a hospital. I'm just reading what's in the paper. It doesn't seem interesting. They're buying an ultraviolet ray machine. Ooh, cups and saucers. That's pretty good. Is there actually a telenews cinema? It'd be funny if you could go there and they'd just be like, no, we already filled the position.
I'll look for you.
Not suggesting we do it, but I'm just curious if it's actually there. Yeah, I don't have any other...
I don't see any telenews cinema.
Oh, well.
Oh, no, there it is.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anything else in the paper is relevant. I don't know. Like, I guess we try it. Is there absolutely anything else that we thought we might want to check out that we didn't check out? Why didn't this thing ever come up with Fed? Now I'm worried about that too. Clearly we missed something important.
What did we forget?
The errata says, read this if you visit a property bordering on Federal Street. I'm like, well, we never did it, which must mean it's probably important if they had to fix it.
I don't know what's on there.
Kevy said, this is Arkham. Of course the hospital is important.
Wait a minute. D32.
The police station.
I'm seeing if it's... hold on. I'm not saying it is, but... no, it's not on there. Pretty much it's going to be a D or an E.
Yeah.
Where is the police station?
I don't know. Well...
Oh, it's there. Yeah.
I mean, we can talk to the organist just for kicks. Otherwise, I think we check out the daytime boarding house and then we see how we feel and maybe close it.
All right.
If we got, there's no penalty. I mean, will they give us just a better score if we take less time? But whatever.
Yeah, sometimes.
It seems unlikely though that of all the three people. But why they did give us all three of those names though? Like, is it just to waste our time?
Oh God.
Not a single one of them. And it also makes me mad because the clue about the hotel is meaningless if, well, I guess the one guy could say like he hangs out in this district, and then you would figure out the hotel is in that.
Or if we explored the dream world more, it could have been like in the dream world, someone's like, this is the only hotel you go to.
Yeah, maybe. We really didn't do that much in the dream world. They told us about all these fantastical.
Yeah.
But I think that was probably just for flavor, because why do we need to go to a fishing village or
a castle?
Yeah, it's like sounds cool.
What's her name again? Sorry.
Which one?
The organist.
That was a he, Alan Goddard.
My mistake.
I spelled it Allen, but maybe it's Alan. I don't know. It's up to you to decide.
I think he spells it with a Z.
Okay. Zalin. Like Zophie.
L26.
All right. Let's see what he has to say for himself.
Did I say 26?
That's what you said.
28.
All right.
There was no 26. And I'm like, there's no way. That would be the cruelest joke of all. For one to be like, I told everything to the cops. The cop goes, I only talked to these two people. Nothing for him. All right. You hear snatches of music as you approach Alan Goddard's beautiful home. It is Allan.
Oh, that was a third option I didn't even consider.
You greet the thin man, informing him that you are investigating the disappearance of Father Murtaugh.
Thank goodness someone is at last taking it seriously. The police seem to have written the case off already, saying he has decided to take a trip. But I know that Jonas wouldn't just up and leave on a whim. It's so out of character.
You about to go rob a grave? Good Lord.
He's about to kill my voice.
He had mentioned the Franklin's Place Hotel, but I checked there and they hadn't seen him. The last time I saw him was in the church, after the bell ringing. He had asked me to help him as he was taking some of the old Bibles up to the tower storeroom. He often jokingly referred to it as the ascent, because the stairs are so steep. He was tired, but who isn't these days? Why would a man go from cooking his supper one minute and disappear the next? He has spoken out about Nocturne in his last sermon. Perhaps he upset whoever brings it into town.
Take requirement card 2.
Whoa. Kevy B in the chat said, if the dream world is free, you should be visiting every location there, right? Still figuring out the parameters of the game. Unfortunately, the thing is we have to take this drug to go there.
And
so
it's hinting that there's a penalty.
Yeah, that could have consequences.
So I think we found our hotel.
Well, yeah, he said he didn't see him there, but
in the real world.
true. But again, doesn't his body need to be there? I mean, he could just be in.
Well, we could talk to him. He's like, "Oh, I fell asleep here."
Right.
Either way, let me just find the name of this.
And what actually is a requirement card? Again, is it an item or just knowledge?
It just said take it. I think it's just the knowledge, maybe. Franklin Place Hotel. U1.
Oh, that was easy.
Oh, I knew that there were 2 hotels there.
That was a joke because you told me I won. Is it anywhere near Federal Street?
No. Federal Street will only be E's and D's.
All right, fine. Can't blame a guy for trying. All right, let's check out the hotel. I'm ready.
All right, we'll go there in the waking world first, then take the
How
drug.
many locations do we have left?
We can go to 1, 2, 3, and that's not including if we take a drug.
Okay.
So we should plan out our movements accordingly. So I definitely want to visit this place in the sleeping world.
For sure. I mean, unless we get there and he's like, I'm here, I'm awake.
Right, but I mean, I want to map out like what locations do we definitely want to go one area or the other. That can help decide.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens here because who knows what that will tell us.
Well, because I'm thinking like if we want to use where we want to use the drug too.
Right, but I mean, we might go here and it might tell us of a new location or something. So we might as well. We are going to go here, so why don't we just read it and then?
All right. Is there anywhere else important around here you think, or?
I mean, we do want to go to that hotel, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, because odds are this might be a place where we want to use the dream switch.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is there any other waking areas we want to go to before we go here?
The boarding house, but I feel like we should go there last. I mean, I guess we don't have to, but
I think we should go to the boarding house first because I don't want to go there in the dreaming world.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's not like a thing where we have to go talk to Armitage. Like we just end the case, and that's how we talk to him.
He asks us some questions, we answer them, and then it usually like tells us the solutions and then other penalties.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
All right, so that was L7.
Kevy asked, "Could we not take the drug and then visit every dream place?" It's only free if from when we first enter the dreaming state. So we can, like right now, I could go to sleep and wake up in my apartment, and that would be free. But if I wanted to travel to another place, that costs time. It's just that initial, either going back or forth, that much is free.
This is the boarding house. The dingy boarding house sits on the corner of South Parsonage Street and East Staltonstall. A middle-aged woman kneels on the steps outside, weeping gently while scrubbing them clean. When you move to comfort her, she introduces herself as the widow Seismansold, the owner of the cramped but clean and tidy boarding house. She speaks with a thick Polish accent. Oh no.
Just don't.
And you ask her what has upset her so much. Half of my lodgers have moved out. I do not know how I'm going to get by if this keeps up. They complain they can't get a decent night's sleep here anymore. They hear scratching in the walls, and the caterwauling of the local cats has driven them to distraction. You ask if she has heard of Orlaith Andrews, and she crosses herself feverishly. The ghost of the witch Andrews has, in the past, plagued these streets. I am thankful to say, though, she has gone from here now. Father Casimir from the church next door has banished her spirit from this plane, and no longer is she to be seen shuffling down Arkham's alleys and lanes. Perhaps the cloud over my house is her legacy, a curse she has laid on my home.
Is this Eeyore?
I think Eeyore would sound more like this. That was just me trying to be monotone. You promised the old lady that you will do what you can to help lift the curse.
Wait, so did she say she got rid of the witch?
She said Father Casimir from the church next door banished the spirit.
So maybe this isn't the place. Maybe it's across the street.
It can no longer be seen shuffling down Arkham's alleys or lanes. She's playing anywhere in Arkham. Huh.
But as long as, I mean, we had it down to 2 places and we have extra daylight, might as well try it, right?
The other one I think was the church near there.
Did we figure that out what it was? I didn't write down what it was.
I think L6 is the other church. Is the church next door? Let me make sure.
What's L26? That's what you told me originally.
This one, this was the L7 is the boarding house.
Yeah, but when we were tracing the guy's path, the 2 places you said that it.
It's at the intersection where he made it to. There's
right.
L7, which was much closer to where he was, and then L26. I didn't find what L26 was.
Right. That was my question. That's what I thought we were trying to do.
I just saw boarding house. I'm like, that's got to be it.
No, I mean, it was a good hunch.
Look at the chat while I'm trying to find this.
Well, why don't we, like, this is what I'm saying is, how many locations can we go to still? 2?
That was one. We got 1, 2, 3.
I say we just go there.
To which one?
To L26. Just roll the dice because we narrowed it down to 2 places, right?
All right.
So, and worst case scenario, if it's a waste of time, we're kind of done anyway.
All right. Ready?
Yeah. Find out what it is.
Oh wait, hold on. How many locations do you have written? I think we only have 2 left. I might
have
miscounted.
Let me figure it out because I'm taking into account now when we were asleep or awake.
Right.
We should, in terms of time, we should have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh wait, let me start over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That should have been our 16th time.
That should have been our 16th time?
Yes, at the boarding house.
Then the next location's our last. So I think we should visit the hotel and use the dream.
Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That's it. They're all zombies, Kevin B.
Wait. Didn't you say, it might be 16 because Unvisited Isle the first time wasn't in the books? That doesn't count.
No, that counts for time, but doesn't count for being written.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around. Then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
This is a lot easier to do this bookkeeping when we're in the same place.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the question. If they ask us where the witch lives, what are we going to say?
I say I'm going to stick with L7. I think people are still having troubles there. I think she made her way back. And I mean, you really think one priest could handle a witch in this world?
I don't know. She might have chased her across the street or something. Like that could be a trap. I'm just scared because we don't have the full.
I just find it weird that they wouldn't. I can't find L26 is what worries me.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to know exactly what it is, but we can't exactly look things up that way. I mean, you just found the boarding house by chance, right?
No, I scanned through until I found the L7.
I call that by chance.
Okay, then yes.
This is what always happens in these games. When we play them. I feel like it's always comes down to you have a hunch and I don't think we have enough information. And like 50% of the time you're right.
So in other words, there's no evidence to choose one of our methods over the other.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, usually my argument always is like, strictly speaking, we don't know. This is somewhat a shot in the dark, or it's a shot in the dim.
I mean, I am I mean, my argument is also is just with the metagaming. These games want you to have to take shots in the dark usually,
Well, but like, had we done a few things
or
better,
not shots in the dark, leaps of faith.
right? Sort of the same thing.
Well,
But
no, a shot in the dark would be random. A leap of faith is you might have some guiding idea. Like a shot in the dark would be, I don't know, M11.
maybe semantic argument, but I mean, I see where you're coming from. You have a basis, and I get that. Well, here's the question then is, how important is it to find the priest?
I mean, I feel like he's with the line of question we found at this point, and even the dream world, it's got to be one of the things we're going to be asked about.
True, but I mean, what information will he give us
Well,
that we don't already know? Versus, I feel like both of these are the like things we have like 80% of the pieces for.
my
And it's
guess
like,
is they're
how
going to
much
ask
do
where
we
he
need?
is, and according to the organist, he's not at that hotel. But my guess is he's in the dream world hotel, and he'll be like, "I fell asleep in the park here."
Right, but it might just be like, oh, he was at the hotel. That might be the answer. Also, we do get to go somewhere at night too. I mean, sorry, dream. I meant dream.
That's why, like, we could either take the drug now, see what the boarding house is like, possibly get scarred by a witch, or go to the hotel, see what it's like during the day, then take the drug and see what it's like there.
Well, here's where I'll. I do think. I mean, look, if we go to the L26, there is a chance it's nothing. Whereas if we go to the hotel, I think it is guaranteed that that's, if not the end of a mystery, it's another step in it, and at least we
Right.
will find something substantive.
It'd probably be a bit more confidence.
Right. Even then, I mean, who knows? But I mean, you know me, I dream and see that witch, but I'm a I live on the wild side. But hey, she said it was safe.
I didn't. I was looking for L26, Kevy B. L26.
Kevin said there are issues on the map.
Sorry, say that again, Jonathan.
So I agree. I will agree with you, and I do think we should go to the hotel as our final move.
All right. So,
But I also want to go to sleep here first. And see if there's a witch there. I understand. I know you don't want to do it. I know you don't want to.
I don't want to do it because I also think it's going to wake us up. That won't matter here. We'll get another. We'll be forced to take another dose of Nocturne. All right. You know what? I think you have negotiated enough.
That's our compromise.
I think that is a compromise is a compromise. So, where is this location again?
People want a scary witch.
L7.
We're L7 right now.
Bum, bum, ba-da. Oh boy, it's a big paragraph. The light in this part of Dream Arkham has an odd quality. The shadows seem unusually long, and the golden sunset seems pale and sickly here. The sprawling necropolis of the lower south side is disquieting and makes you feel uneasy. Here, tombs and mausoleums stand high, choking off the view of the sky. Save for the wind, there is little noise here. You stand at the end of the East Saltonstall Street and regard the wormy building standing where the boarding house lies in the waking world. The building stands 3 stories tall and parts is overgrown with dark weeds. If nothing else, it certainly looks like a place from which a long dead witch would haunt the streets of Arkham. Steady your nerves. You gingerly make your way forward. You have to be sure this is the right place and the witch is here. Armitage and the others are counting on you.
That's right. We have to be sure. That's me talking.
Remind me to write a note in front of case 5 saying Jonathan got us caught by the witch.
Hey, I like that. That's fun.
Pushing through the front door into the moldering hallway, you find yourself standing at the foot of a staircase. Strange objects line the shelves, bottles of liquid and dusty portraits with the faces scratched. There are also many small cases, no more than a foot square, twisted together from twine and sticks. More still are suspended from beams in the ceiling. Strangely, they do not seem to contain anything.
Blair Witch. Go on.
Each step towards the attic door seems more difficult than the last, and you feel increasingly weak. You lay a hand on the doorknob and, steeling yourself, push it wide open, half ready to turn and flee. The room is bare. You breathe a sigh of relief and enter slowly. A dirty painting of a family hangs on the far wall, the faces scratched away by cruel fingernails. Hoping for a clue, you lean forward to examine the painting and spot the figure of a black-dressed woman standing, half obscured, behind a tree trunk in the background. Hearing and feeling a ragged breathing from behind, you whirl about, but there's no one there. You look back at the painting, but the woman is no longer there.
Ah! Oh, God.
A hand grips your arm like a vice. Frozen in terror, you look down to see a dirty, broken fingernails snaked around your upper arm, digging into your flesh like a bite from a rabid dog. "Were ye looking for me?" You hear a hoarse, breathy whisper that carries the stench of the grave. Everything fades to black and you awaken screaming. You are now in the waking world and no longer dreaming. You may take another dose of Nocturne at any time you continue in the dream world. Additionally, you notice you were sleeping longer than usual. Advance the time tracker one space and we are done.
Oh, well.
All right, let me leave the note.
But I mean...
Do not listen to Jonathan.
I mean, that was easily the most fun scene we've had in this entire game, in my opinion.
I feel like, though, we could have learned a little bit more. All right.
I guess you have to balance between, do you want to learn things or be entertained?
Where are the questions?
So this dusty old Armitage is going to give us a score slightly worse than before. I don't care what he thinks about me.
Nope.
I got to have a witch put his hands around my throat.
Oh, you've got some interesting... Where
You know what I like?
is it? In here?
That was creepy. I liked it.
Can't remember where the other questions are.
I'm ready for questions. Oh, there's also a thing here. We have to read something. If we finish the case or run out of time, take out the cardboard sheet from the box. The questions on the sheet are the ones pertaining to this case, missing in the case book.
Oh.
I'm here to help.
Okay. So the first question. Right. Where is the witch? She's at the boarding house.
Oh, yeah, we found her, baby.
If you want to write down the answers, Jonathan.
I am writing them down.
All right, 2. What are the names of the 3 architects of Dreaming Arkham other than Zophi, Pascal, and Professor Armitage?
We know they're Erastus Smith, Daryl Rice, and Wilma Slocum. I mean, I'm not going to write those down. They're written down.
Where in Waking Arkham is the lost dreamer sleeping? Who is he?
Where in Waking Arkham is the lost... I'm going to assume they're talking about the priest.
Yeah, so I think whatever his full name is, write that down.
Father Murtaugh, and we'll say...
I mean, they didn't see him at the church. Or no, they didn't see him at the hotel.
Well, the guy said he didn't see him, but like, what did he get a key to every room and search it? I mean, it could be.
So you think he's at the church or the hotel? I think he's got to be one of those two.
The hotel. The kid told us we went to the hotel, the church.
Right, but he's a lost dreamer. I'm not sure if his dream personality is in the same place as his body.
I don't think so. If the kid told us he's at the hotel.
All right.
That seemed like the.
What is the significance of the music box? It protects you from the witch and other bad things, but also doesn't let you in.
Got it.
What is the name of the shepherd on the unvisited isle in the Dream Arkham?
Oh, Illimac? Or no, that was the music box.
No.
What was his name?
It was like...
Oh, Zalekus?
Yeah.
I forgot he was a shepherd. I just remembered he asked us if we wanted a drink. I thought he was like a bartender. Okay.
Well, this is one. How did Annie Hoeg escape the witch? I always love it when this comes up because we're just like,
do we have any idea who that might be? No idea. Maybe it was probably someone in one of the other boarding house or at Hangman's Hill.
maybe. Or maybe this is this thing on Federal Street.
Maybe. All right. Just, we don't know.
What is stored at the Witch House in Dream Arkham?
Meaning the bottles?
No, we didn't go to the Witch House.
We didn't go to the witch house. A castle.
Potions.
Sure. All right. Potions.
What color is the clock in the forum? Purple?
What forum? It was probably maybe if we went to the Miskatonic in the dream world.
Maybe.
Now, hold on. There's something for question 9. Well, read question 9.
Oh, this sounds pretty easy to me. What is the name of the mysterious new drug reportedly used by teenagers, but for which there is no direct evidence it even exists?
Oh, sorry. This is when we're scoring question 9.
Oh. Well, you read in the newspaper.
Yes. The
Lantern?
Lantern is that, yes.
All right.
Is that the last question?
That is the last one.
Okay.
So let's see how we did. Answer 1. In Dream Arkham at the boarding house in the lower south side. 5 points.
Cool.
The names of the other architects are the jazz musician Darrow Rice, the janitor Erada Smith, Wilma Slocum, a local history scholar. 1 point for each full name, first and last. You got correct. 1 additional point for each Thast you spoke directly with. Max of 6. Thast.
That probably means that. Each that you spoke.
Oh.
So we got 6 points?
Yeah, because we did talk.
We talked to all 3
I
of
mean,
them.
we technically talk to Wilma?
Didn't we?
Well, we met her, and she said words.
She spoke to us. That's 6 points.
Okay. Who in Arkham is the lost dreamer, and where is he sleeping? It is the first Presbyterian church minister, Father Jonas Murtaugh, who began taking Nocturne and has become lost in Dream Arkham. He is asleep in the tower room at church. 5 points. You must get both.
What? And we had to know tower room too?
If we talk to him in the hotel in the dream world, he's probably like, I fell asleep in my tower.
Maybe.
I knew he was going to say something like, my body's here.
All right.
The significance of the music box. It gives immunity from the dream sending of the witch. 4 points. What is the name of the shepherd? Zacchaeus. 2 points.
Different every time you say it.
Don't care. How did Annie escape the witch? A funeral procession passed by and saved her. Okay. What is in the witch's house? Grain.
Cool.
What is the color of the clock in the forum? Golden with emerald inlay.
Oh, wait, we did know that. We went there. You read that.
I don't remember reading that.
You specifically said emerald.
Oh, that's right. Because I said emeralds.
I remember you saying that.
I think that's in the intro thing.
We should have known that. We should count that. Forgetting isn't the same as not knowing. We're just in a regular game. We would have looked back and figured that out. We're trying to keep it snappy for the stream, so we deserve those points.
Tower, graceless skies. I know it's saying the forum here, but where else did we read it then? I'm not seeing the intro thing. I don't know. Oh well, it's 1 point.
1 point. Well, we'll see if it makes a difference.
What is the name of the new drug? Lantern. 2 points.
Oh, it's correct in there?
What?
That's what they had errata for. Was they said their answer was wrong.
It says lantern here. Laterne.
Maybe you have a different.
Maybe. but I got through Kickstarter, so I don't think I have a different print.
No idea.
All right, Armitage solved the case by visiting 10 locations.
Of course
His path
he
is
did.
revealed on the next page. Read the solution when you're ready. All right, sanity penalties.
There's something here for sanity penalties. This says that it states you must add a full -5 penalty to your score if you use the drug a total of 5 times. This paragraph is confusing. I would suggest applying an additional penalty of 5 only if you think it thematically sound. But we didn't even use it that many times, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're good. If you were unlucky enough to meet the witch Andrews at the boarding house, deduct 1 point for the blood-curdling encounter.
I have no regrets. Okay.
Using Nocturne portion has gradually debilitating effect on your sanity. The first dose does not cost you any, but each subsequent dose does a -1 penalty. How many doses did we use?
3 total, so we have -2.
That's correct. What is our total score?
All right, here we go. Our final score is 17.
You win! For this investigation, there were no vital questions that you had to answer to be successful. You only need to score 14 or more points. Oh, wait, hold on. Count the number of locations you traveled that contained a written encounter. Then subtract 1 point for every location you traveled beyond 11 total. How many did we go to, Jonathan?
Oh, no. Wait. So how do I count this?
How many total locations did we go to?
Including sleeping or not?
Including... You're not counting if you like dreaming, like waking isles and waking isles.
Okay. Oh, wait, but it does count if we went to the same place twice. Like 2 times.
Yes. Wait, no, hold on. Count the number of locations you traveled to that contained a written encounter. Yeah, it didn't say different locations.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it usually is, right? This is going to be bad. I think we went to 16.
16?
Let me do one more double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah.
So that's
-5
-5. We got 12 then.
So we lose.
Armitage realizes you are still an amateur, and he offers you a bit of help on the next case. If your score was less than 14, when you play your next case, you may play the case by not counting your first location visit in your final location count at the end of your investigation.
Sorry, I zoned out. What was the last thing?
The next time we play a case, you don't have to count the first location visit.
Oh,
So pretty much you get an extra when you're scoring.
okay.
All right, so I could read the solution, but I don't think they usually go over the side stuff. You know, we'll read it. I'll read it out loud. All right, you ready, Jonathan?
I'm ready.
The heavy skies seemed filled with foreboding as you walk back to Zophie's house. Professor Armitage is taking off his hat and coat in the hallway as you are let into the house. Armitage smiles weakly at you, and you sense that he is immeasurably tired. I can tell by your expression on your face that your investigation has concluded. Come into the parlor, and Stanley will fetch us a pot of coffee. I need to rest for a while. As you sit down, Armitage gently lowers himself into the seat opposite. So you were able to track the witch to her foul lair at the boarding house, I presume. I found that delightful young woman, Annie Hoeg, Hoeg, I don't know. Hoeg. Most helpful in that regard. Her memories weren't perfect by any means. How did you know who she was?
Yeah. What was his path? Can we figure out?
It will tell me at the end.
Okay, all right.
Her memories weren't perfect by any means. With a copy of the city map and a wander around the neighborhood, it quickly became apparent where to look, especially when talking the proximity of the Saint Stanislaus Church, Catholic Church in account. Luckily for her, that Father Casimir's constituents, Jesus, I cannot speak, are superstitious and knew verbal words that would affect Andrew's influence on her. Stanley's arrival and pours you all the steaming cup of coffee as the librarian continues. As for the dreamers, they were easier to track down once I visited with dear Nicholas over at the Public Records Office. He put me on the right track, and I was able to spend a few moments with Arathis Smith at the East High School. The bartender at the speakeasy was able to set me on the right path on to finding the musician Darrow Rice after his audition at the Music House Hall.
We one-upped him on that, though. We just figured that out from the newspaper.
Yeah, but still, it's just crazy. I mean, this is always the case. Finally, I found my old friend Wilma Slocum at her house in Dream Arkham. I honestly had no idea she was a dreamer on par with Fenton and I. You can imagine how happy that has made me. You're probably wondering what transpired after you brought us the music box of Ilornek. Well, we gathered together at Zophie's favorite place, under the emerald and gold clock tower. Oh, it's when we visited Zoe.
Bell Tower. Yeah.
As we did so, and we played the music out loud, using our powers of dream to project its magic out over the town. As we did so, we could feel the evil weaken and retreat. You could have done that like 3 minutes before we visited the witch's house. It'll be quite some time before Andrews has the wherewithal to even enter our realm again. And so you saw Dream Arkham. Incredible, isn't it? At the witch's house, there is no fear. They store grain. Mundane as you please. The vagrant Zalcaras is a shepherd and a fantastic musician in his own right. And I and my lovely wife are younger. Now here at the end, there are 2 small items that need taken care of. You'll be glad to know I don't require your services for either. We must begin the... They didn't put a dash here, so it's the arrangements for dear Sophie's funeral, of course. And we must help Father Murtaugh understand the effects of Nocturne and its possible potential in Dream Arkham, so that he doesn't get lost there anymore. Thank you again, and congratulations on seeing something most mortals never get to see. All right, he visited 11 locations, Jonathan. This is where he went. First, the Arkham Advertiser.
Okay, that's the paper.
Then Annie's house.
What? All right. What?
Then he visited Nicholas Staltenstall.
Okay.
Then East Public High School.
Okay.
Then the Speakeasy. Then the Music Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Then Wilma Solcombe's house, waking and dreaming. So that's when he took the drug. Franklin Place Hotel.
What?
That's the hotel we were thinking of going to.
I know, but why did he go there after Wilma's? We got that from going to the church.
Maybe in the dream world, Wilma knows more.
Oh, no, I thought we did talk to her. Oh, we didn't dream?
No, she was sleeping, and we knocked an umbrella over.
Maybe.
Franklin's Place, the First Bank of Arkham, the Copley Memorial Bell Tower, and the Unvisited Isle Dream.
This is an insane path. Ours is better.
I don't think this is even right, because how do you get the key to the First Arkham Bank?
It doesn't make sense. Oh well.
45. I'm curious. Hold on. I want to see now what she says. If she says anything about that. What brings you to my doorstep? You want to tell her about the witch?
Kevin said he thinks you had the wrong map. I don't know what he's even talking about.
This is the map that came with the game. I mean...
He's still confused about L26, I think.
No. As soon as we're all done here, I'll help.
At any rate.
She if we found the person in the sleeping world, she tells us about Annie. Also, she tells us about to go to the church, to the hotel. So yeah.
What? Well, let's find out for fun. What was going on in that hotel? I want to know.
Oh, right. What was the hotel's location? You won.
You won, yeah. Oh, I won? That was the last time I'll do it.
No, it's not.
If you say it again.
The smell of gumbo and molasses blend with the fog to create a sickly aroma distinctive to this part town. The Franklin Place Hotel is brightly painted and festooned with silk streamers, incense burners adding to the heady atmosphere. Inside, your query is met with a simple nod, and a man in a worn chair by the fire is pointed out to you across the lobby. He is painfully thin and has a worried expression seizing his brow. You head over and introduce yourself. Hello, I'm Father Jonas Murdaugh. Can you help me? I'm lost here and can't seem to make my way back home again.
Oh, this is in the dream world.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought that's what you meant.
No, yeah. Oh, like he just came right over? Wow.
You reassure the confused man that indeed you can help him if he can tell you where he went to sleep. It's all a blur, but I had to sample the drug, this nocturne. Else how am I to fight it in my community? I was at the church and I was planning to use the ascent. I'm not sure now that I even made it that far. It's his tower. You tell the priest to rest easy and wait here until you're able to return and wake him in the waking world. You wake up, you're no longer dreaming, and you return to the waking world. You may take another dose, and we take a penalty.
A time penalty, you mean?
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, well. I didn't anticipate time penalties.
I forgot about that was a thing just because it was like, it's so rare. Well, that is our journey into Mythos. And I will say, though, this is usually we score really well. And while we technically got the lowest score, it was 12 compared to 14.
It's annoying because we did almost everything right. It really is one location because we didn't go there instead. Gave us from winning to losing.
I mean, it's one of these problems with these stories and why I really think I like to just know more and answer the questions. It's more about getting them right, not how many points they give. Because when it comes to Sherlock or Armitage, they can make some crazy leaps.
Yeah, I mean, in general, I don't.
But I still love them. It's a reason why Sherlock was number one.
I love the game. I don't love I don't love the scoring system. I don't think you should be like the reason I love LucasArts adventure games versus the old Sierra ones, because you can't die. And I don't think you should be punished for exploration. To me, that's bad design, because I think the point of these games is the flavor. That's the whole game. And I don't like when it's a tough thing to balance, because you want to have some stakes. Otherwise, it's not much of a game. But
well, I guess it's a little hard with those, though. I guess you could say that it's the same here. But when it comes to a video game like the Sierra games, you just make sure you save a lot.
I mean, you could do that in this. You could just go bookmark and be like, no, we didn't go there.
Right.
I mean, sure, yeah, but it's not in the spirit of the game. This is a whole discussion that I will probably continue on our Patreon exclusive podcast next week that people can sign up for and listen to if you're interested to hear that. And, I'm sure we'll go into the details of this.
Yeah, and like I said in the beginning, I love the spirit of Mythos Tales. Taking that Sherlock, but adding the Lovecraft lore, I think makes it very interesting. But, I mean, as you can see with the fact that there were some typos, Jonathan, we had to look up a whole errata sheet.
Whole list of errata, yeah.
This detective games are not the ones where you want errata.
And this is if we hadn't looked this up, so that the note that we found in the beginning, as well as like the clarification of not using time, we might not have even come halfway to where we were without that.
I don't want this to mean that people should avoid it. I would love other companies, like I said, like if there was more of a noir theme version of this, or steampunk, or I don't know, maybe a property like Gravity Falls. I think this...
Yeah, if you're one of the many game designers watching right now and you were about to say, well, they don't like it, I'm not going to make that game, make it. Don't listen to that. Listen to the angel on your shoulder.
But We hope you enjoyed this stream as much as we did through playing. It was a long one, but it was a fun journey.
Yeah. Again, it's Mythos Tales, and comment if you're watching this in the future. Thanks to people who were along with us for the ride with us for that. And we'll see you again in the waking or dreaming world. You can go to rollforcrit.com or elsewhere and follow us right here for more streams that we're doing every single week. And maybe more of this. If you like this kind of thing, maybe we'll do another one of these or maybe a Sherlock in the future.
That's right. But until then, I'm Will.
I'm Jonathan.
This has been a Roll for Crit live stream.
Bye, guys.